I'm out here in the bush, my backyard, in case you're wondering why that lawnmower is out here in the woods. And right now I'm going to demonstrate or show you how to strip the paint off of one of these cold steel tomahawks that I received. That being my pipe hawk. As you can see, it still has that black original paint on there. I'm going to strip that off with some of this good stuff. Stripper. And I'm going to show you how to do that, and then I'm going to go through a little run through as to what a Bushman, Native American, might have had on his belt or his pack back in the day, 1700s, 1600s, mid and late 1800s. I'm going to show you the functionality or the functionality of these weapons. Of course, I won't demonstrate very effectively because I was hit by a car recently, so I'm limping. I wish I could show you some combat flourishes, but that time will come. So for now, I'm just gonna clear this table. I'm gonna spray on that stripper. I'm gonna show you the most effective way to do that. Okay, as you can see, I've cleared the table, put some newspaper down. That way I don't ruin this table, and hopefully I can keep all the chemicals off that grass down there and keep it healthy and alive. So I've pulled out my set screw that came with the tomahawk. I sanded my handle down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put that over here where it's safe. Alright, so I'm working with one hand here as I'm holding my camera, so I'm sorry if this appears a little awkward. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take my stripper here. I found it at Walmart. Let's switch hands real quick. I'm going to go ahead and spray it down, and according to the directions, you just give it a nice coating. And it should take about 15 minutes. That should be plenty. Okay, that's one side complete. Just gonna go ahead and shake it up and get this side as well. Now on the directions here it says apply generously. So that's what I'm gonna do. Try and get all sections here. It also says to let sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. Make sure you do this outside. You want plenty of ventilation. Let's check that other side. Oh yeah, check that out. Yeah, this is working effectively. That's nice. So I guess probably the best thing to do here is to have a bucket full of hot water, or at least a bucket full of water. But I don't have one. I guess I'm not as prepared as I should be. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let this soak in for a while, and then I'll pull out all my stuff to give you kind of an idea of what a traditionalist should carry in his pack, and then I'll cut this video out. Okay. So as I'm letting that stripper soak into my tomahawk head there, I'm gonna kind of show you what I like to pack with me when I go on my hikes or camping trips. This is my handle for my pipe hawk that is currently being stripped of its paint. And then it's always wise to have a ball cap. Usually wearing that. Alright. So I like to carry with me a big buck knife. This was handmade by my parents. It's a really effective blade, super sharp. It's got this Native American sort of, I don't know, appearance, craftsmanship, if you will. Staghorn here, and then with a really nice steel blade. It's really sharp. But that's a good lengthy blade. That's nice and long, so you could use it for skinning or worst case scenario, self-defense. Yeah, that's my long knife. Generally have that wherever I go, as long as it's not just into town. And I've got my tomahawk. I usually carry two. This is my trail hawk. Really light and agile, fast swinger. It's a good tomahawk. I've done a modification video for that one. And then, as more of a convenience than anything else, I have my pipe here, nice 14-inch long Hobbit pipe, which isn't the highest of quality, but it's nice out in the bush to sit down after a nice long hike and load some of this really good tobacco I got. It's called Terminado, or black. It's really, really good stuff. Really good scent. A couple lighters in there. Yeah, that's those are really simple things. Those are things you'd probably likely find in a old-timey pouch of a Native American. You know, long knife, tomahawk. Got my walking stick here that I've been using regularly. It's a good one to have. But yeah, just good stuff to have around in case there's a survival situation, or if you find yourself in the mood for a little tobacco to either smoke or give away. It's wise to carry around with you. But anyhow, I would imagine that stripper's done, so I'm going to go check it out and we'll finish up this video. Okay, I let this sit for about, hell, I don't know, maybe an hour, hour and a half with the stripper on it, and it's taking the majority off. Not all of it, so I'm going to do it one more time. You can see it in here. But the steel is actually quite porous without the that paint on there. So I'm going to spray it down one more time with my stripper. And then by the time I have my bluing agent on there, this video should be complete. Okay. As you can see, I've had this blued. If you remember how shiny it was after I stripped all that stock original black paint off, it went from being really shiny to quite dull. And if I can get the lighting just right, you can see some of that sun glare. It kind of has a rainbow effect on the metal. This one turned out quite a bit darker than my other one here that I've blued both of them, but my pipe hawk turned out a little darker than my trail hawk. I think it's because this pipe hawk had a different ore content, so it turned out a little darker, which I don't mind. I don't mind it at all. In fact, I like it. I took out some notches up top here with a Dremel. Give it a little more character and uniqueness, one could say. So yeah, that's just about the end of this video. That's what it looks like if you strip that paint off down to its bare metal and then give it a nice bluing effect, which again is essentially a controlled rust. And when you take that black paint off, that original black paint, it'll protect your metal from rust and weathering, but as soon as you take it off, it's susceptible to becoming rusty and, you know, kind of ruining your tomahawk. So I did that bluing process to keep it safe and, well, to get rid of that nasty black paint. So now it looks a lot prettier, a lot cooler. I'd say it's a job well done. So yeah, I would suggest doing that. I wish I could have shown you the bluing process, but it's kind of complex, and I could discuss it if you'd like, but otherwise it's pretty easy to find out how to do it yourself. I'm in the process of staining this right now with some of this, which is alright. I wish I would have gotten a different color, but I've discovered that if you stain it, let it dry, sand it, stain it one more time, and then sand it some more, it actually has a really, really cool effect, which I may end up showing you guys. Yeah, but anyhow, that's the end of this video, and as you can see, both tomahawks have been blued, but each one has a unique look to it, even though it was the same process. Alrighty.